Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with another Inspired By series. So for this video we were challenged to be inspired by nature, and this one was actually supposed to go live last week, which would have been in July because we hadn't had a July video. But most of us couldn't, like we were just too busy. So we decided to move it to August. So lucky you, you'll get 2 videos in August. So fun times. Okay, so here you can see I have 4 photos and I'm not sure what size they are. 2 by 3, 1.5 by 2.5. I'm not really sure. They're small and I just printed them off on my Canon selfie. So here I am just matting them on some paper. This is an old 6x6 pad from my mind's eye. It is from the Cut and Paste Charm collection. And I have had this 6x6 pad in my stash for probably 3 years, and I haven't, I think I've used maybe a couple pieces. So I wanted to also challenge myself to pull out a 6x6 pad. So I picked this gray kind of chevron pattern to mat the photos on. And these are photos of Brennan and our dog Max on a walk. And I actually just took these photos a couple days ago. So it was kind of fun to scrapbook some super recent photos. Okay, so here you can see I'm kind of playing around with papers from that paper pad, and this one here is a cloud paper and it's super cute, so I wanted to use it. And I was thinking at first to put it behind the photos, but I was like, well, if I add this sun, this like heart sun, then that would be weird if I back the photos behind the clouds, because Brennan and Max wouldn't be walking in the clouds, right? So I had to be realistic here, so I decided to cut it down to 2 different pieces of paper and made them into banners, and I am going to leave them exactly like that. And that might bother some of you that they're just kind of floating there, but I kind of really liked the way it looked, because that's what clouds do, right? They just float in the air. So I didn't feel like I needed to ground them to the top or anything like that. So now here you can see I am just trying to set everything up. I think I had some, I don't remember what it was, something had gotten on the paper, so I was dusting it off. So now here I'm resetting all of these pieces, and these cut files, I think that heart one is from the cut shop, and then the florals are from the Hip Kit Club. So here I am going to cut this yellow and white striped paper just a little bit off of it, and then I'm going to put it behind the photos, and I really like how that looks. So it's not just the photos on the paper, there's something behind there. Okay, so now I'm just inking the edges on all of these papers. I was doing that just to kind of incorporate I don't know, like the sky feel. I wanted to add some of that to the bottom photos and papers. Okay, now I'm gonna start gluing all of this stuff down, and I'm just kind of slightly overlapping the photos, and I really love how this turns out. This layout was so fun. I loved it. I've been watching some of Laura Whitaker's videos where she makes a scene, and I just love those type of pages, but I mean, that's just not really my style, right? But I thought I would give it a try, and I mean, this isn't a perfect scene, and it's not like your typical scene that you would make on a scrapbook page, but I really love how it turned out. Here I'm just gluing down all of these leaf tree type things, and this one kind of gives me a little bit of trouble. At first I'm thinking I'm going to glue it down kind of towards the photos, but then I decide I don't really like that. It's covering up that other set of leaves too much, so I'm going to try to glue it down here on the bottom, but then I decide I'm going to rip off the top, and I'm going to try to stick it in there, and that's not going to work. So I'm just gonna, I don't remember what I do with it actually. Oh, I set it up there. So now I'm going to put these other two pieces down. And I'm just going to fidget with these. And this is actually what takes the longest with this layout, is trying to find out the perfect placement for these dang leaves. I honestly don't know why it took me so long to do that. Okay, I'm not really sure where I went for a second, but I'm back. And I'm going to start gluing these down. I'm hoping that I can get this layout up today, and I will have links to the other ladies' videos. I think most of us, except for Christy, are posting late because all of us have crazy lives, right? Okay, so here I'm deciding to glue this one down towards the bottom. I didn't really like how that one that's in the middle, which is kind of the stem of it, was just hanging out there and there wasn't really anything else with it. So I'm kind of covering that up, and I really like how that turns out. Now I'm going to start gluing down all of these pieces on the top, and my ATG gun is going to run out here so you can kind of see very quickly how I put this together. It's actually really simple. You get pretty used to it after doing it for a while. I've had this thing for 2 years now, maybe. I don't even remember when I got it, but I love it, and it's my favorite way to scrapbook. So here I'm just gluing some of these, the bigger pieces. I'm not going to glue all of them down because I thought it would be kind of cool to have that, you know, look of having some of them just hanging out on the page. And I'm going to pull out a ton of sequins. I couldn't decide which ones I wanted to use. At first I was thinking that I was going to use yellow sequins and kind of add some texture to the beams coming off of the heart. But I put one down and I didn't really like the way it looked. It didn't stand out enough. I think if the sun had been a little bit more yellow than orange, it probably would have worked better, but I'm going to kind of decide to go a different route. So now I am adding 3 clusters. I'm going to do a cluster down in the bottom right hand corner around those florals and the leaves, one in the at the top left. Wait, so the bottom right, I don't know if I said it right, and then the top left of the photos, and then I'm also going to do some more above the cloud paper. So I'm using a couple, I think I actually just used 2 different Spiegelmom Scraps sequin mixes, and actually I'm not really sure what they are. That's really bad of me. I think, no, I don't even know which ones they are. One of them is a newer one. Hang on, I'll go look real quick while you watch me put my sequins on. Okay, one is Pocket Full of Posies, and then the other is Passion Flower. Now here I am just going to get my title placed down, and I knew from the beginning I wanted it to be called The Walk. Super simple, just very straightforward. And then I'm going to do my journaling underneath the photos, and it's going to work out perfect. Make sure that you head on over to the other ladies' channels and videos. I will link you up below. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope that you have enjoyed watching this simple, kind of scenery-ish layout. I will see you guys again next time. Bye!